As time rolls by, the four Muhammads concluded that inside humans there were potential for nobility as well as depravity. After enduring one cycle of life, from being born, growing up, getting old and then die, the four observed significant distinctions in appearance of humans when their bodies had died. That humans who often do noble deeds had more beautiful and pure material compositions compared to them who always do depravity instead. Even without knowing the true nature of 7 human layers of existence, the four Muhammads already suspected that the creatures left behind after humans died had something to do with spirits, the main essence which support their existence in the spiritual realm. They finally decided to call the creatures souls. Realizing there were correlations between the quality of souls with their actions while still alive, the four Muhammads, separately, each with their own approaches, conducted researches by giving challenges after challenges to humans who were still alive to see more clearly which actions would generate the best souls and which mistakes would bring about the worst souls. In this data gathering process, Ifrit preferred to act as an antagonist within the story of humans' lives. This particular Muhammad really loved to bargain, offer trades, and give all kinds of temptations to see the quality of souls which would be generated after the humans had died. Therefore, in many cultures and beliefs, she was often labeled as the greatest enemy of mankind. Khidir loathed to reveal his true nature to anyone. He preferred to move challenges for humans through many machinations and covers. Sometimes he became a solemn teacher, sometimes an understanding friend, whatever it was, without revealing his identity. If Ifrit loved direct approaches, then Khidir really hated to use his own hands in manipulating humans in their path. That was why his name and actions often had no traces. Among many approaches often used by Adam, the most distinct from the other Muhammads was he, for several times, actually descended to the earth as a human with supernatural abilities, in order to move the world into a condition he needed. In other occasions, if he wanted to elevate certain civilizations, he would inspire humans he deemed worthy through various ways. Maybe in the future we would be informed which characters in human history and mythology he used as identity in the past. Eve was Muhammad with the most random methods. She did not really have any preferable way on doing things, so that her actions were very unpredictable, even compared to the other 3. In her researches to shape humans with the best quality, Eve created several humans without the use of sexual intercourse. In each cycle of research into chosen individuals, the four Muhammads always gained new information which then formulated into new lessons for humankind who live in the next generations. Also, in order to see the effectivity of the new teachings applied to general populations, they took certain individuals they processed inside their mother's wombs, or since they were babies, children, teenagers, or even through their rise to adulthood, so they able to teach the new lessons to other living humans. Whatever the results, the gathered information would then be used again for the next researches. Some of the chosen individuals whose lives were tested and being looked at very carefully were called prophets or saints, while certain individuals used as the giver of new lessons to their people were what we often called the messengers of divine messages. And the teachings and lessons they brought was what we now call religions. All those efforts were done by the four Muhammads, so every human which continuously being born into this world every single day could bring forth their nobility rather than depravity, or what Muhammads often called as evil. So that in the future, humans who were already dead, those whose lives were filled with misery, and those whose lives were fortunate, those who chose to become noble, and those who were depraved, all without exception could also receive the same treatment, so they could also become souls with the best quality. They really hoped by becoming the purest souls, all their children could experience the greatest of pleasure contained within the spiritual realm owned by the All-Giving. Even if it was impossible, at least they could manifest a replica of spiritual realm here in this physical realm. Unfortunately, as long there were evil within humans, it would never happen. After tens of thousands of years, all the efforts done by the four Muhammads failed. Moreover, the giver of clues had already asserted that all clues given to them were already complete, even though in reality, none of their children even managed to pass the required standards. None of them were regarded high enough before the Almighty. Eve, Adam, Khidir, and Ifrit gave up. They admitted that this point was the limit of their abilities. The four of them let go of their holds onto the world and gathered together to prostrate before the Almighty to beg for help. After almost 1,000 years, the four Muhammads prostrating, the All-Beneficial finally gave answers.